If you've never heard of the Fizzbuzz test before, count yourself lucky. It's one of those interview questions that people love to ask because it's a little sneaky, it's a little easy, a little tricky. On a dev Discord server I'm on, someone asked about it this week. The guy was a new college grad and he was unable to solve it. I don't know if that ultimately costed him the job, but he didn't get the offer. So Fizzbuzz is used to pretty quickly gauge a candidate's ability to demonstrate they understand basic programming concepts like loops and conditional logic. It also tests their reasoning ability. In every single programming language, there's literally dozens of ways to solve it. Until you can solve it simply, though, I recommend that you avoid trying to get cute with it. Don't outsmart yourself. Do it simply, then you can worry about doing it elegantly. In C#, I'll show you one way to get it done. Let's take a look at the requirements. Fizzbuzz wants you to print out numbers 1 to n, and if that number is divisible by 3, print out fizz instead of the number. If it's divisible by 5, print out buzz instead of the number. And if it's divisible by both 3 and 5, print out Fizzbuzz instead of the number. The goal is to write the program in as few lines as possible without any syntax or logic errors. This is pretty easy to accomplish in C# if you know about modulo, pronounced ma-da-lo. In the C# documentation, it's called the remainder operator. The operator computes the remainder after dividing the left-hand operand by the right-hand operand. Remainder is the key here. If you divide 5 by 5, you get 0. And if you divide 5 by 4, you get 1. Let's take a look at the code. We're going to loop from 1 to 100. 100 could be 500, 1,000, a million, it doesn't matter.
And here's your friendly reminder to like and subscribe. We post new videos often for software developers, software engineers, and software architects. Thanks.
The first test needs to be both 3 and 5, because if you do 3 or 5 first, it'll satisfy the test and you'll miss out on both 3 and 5. If I modulo 3 is 0 and I modulo 5 is also 0, we want to print out Fizzbuzz. Now for an else if, we can test either 3 or 5, the order doesn't matter. Else if I modulo 3 is 0, we'll print out fizz. Else if I modulo 5 is 0, we will print out buzz. And finally, if none of these tests pass, we'll just print out the number I. And so we can see the results, I'll pause the execution with read line. Now if I click run, let's take a look at the results. At 3 we get fizz, and at 5 we get buzz, and at 15 we get Fizzbuzz. It works. Again, this is about the simplest way you can do it. It reasons through each condition. There are other more elegant ways to do it. This one gets the job done and it's pretty easy to understand. I always choose simplicity over elegance every time. If you liked this video, watch this one for C# interview questions. Until next time, happy coding.